Hi, everybody. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. A super rainy day, very atypical, very unexpected. How rainy it is. It's rainy in my neighborhood. It happened last week. I had to cut our show off early because the internet just stopped working. Hopefully, y'all can hear me and this message is getting out. We are doing our show live every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Excuse me. On TikTok and on Instagram. We'll take your questions live here. My timelines. A lot of times I can answer that because the timeline, frankly, it's unknown, especially if I don't know more details about it. No, we get a 30-minute show. For those who like and subscribe, either ask a good question or write consultation just once. Then we'll randomly pick people, and sometimes not so random, to win a free 15-minute video consultation. And live show is here we kind of go. Sometimes I get excited talking about U.S. immigration, but secondly, I want to just get the information out there. Interested in a marriage green card case, a fiance visa case. One thing you got to do is download the ultimate. It's high for Gammy, high for you. Oh, Gammy. The best one out. Attorney, you know what questions to ask. You don't want to go in the blind. You want to do your homework so you do things properly and you get the best answers possible. Out there and from there. On TikTok and Instagram, it looks not working good, but our software for YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn is cutting it out. We'll see how that all works out. But we'll take other questions in the meantime. That's the first or ask COVID needed to send the medical exam to USCIS as immigration officers rent stating it is what it is. It's their business, and I mean, ideally they would be nicer and just do it for free. But this is adjustment of status. USCIS didn't accept it. They said do it again. Doctors shouldn't have completed and or something like that. I mean, you gotta. This is why you gotta. What I can do right now. That's all that's there. Now we're having a little bit glitch on the TikTok question. Busy day on TikTok. So if you're just joining in, we do your questions live. I might have to hold the phone right here. I have some glitch where you can't send the questions to our other feed. But thank you for joining. Answer questions. First question: can I reopen my case and cancellation removal in the same time or one at a time? You can make a motion for both, but that goes into immigration court work, which I don't handle. Unfortunately, can't help you with that one. Jay Swan says, hi. Jay Swan says, what kind of documents do we have to prepare for a marriage-based green card? That's a good question. I have a whole guide on this called the Marriage Immigration Guide that goes into it. It frankly depends on your case, but you got to, it depends on what kind of case you have. It's a huge question. That's why you got to download the guide. If you're in the United States, you're able to do adjustment of status. It's primarily the I-130, I-138, the I-45, I-864. You see, when people ask me these kind of general questions like this, what documents do I need? Immediately, I see a bunch of numbers, not going to be helpful. But you also need evidence, all the forms needed, as well as evidence of your relationship, evidence of your finances, civil documents showing the foreign person has the right background, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it says, how long will it take the case after submitting the medical exam? There's no fixed time. Right now, they're doing a thing called interview waivers. And for that, they say that you send the medical in and you might waive the interview. Once you send it in, I've seen an average taking 4 to 8 weeks to get the case done at that time. But it's different for every case. Some of them just kind of stall. So that's something that's popping up. Pawan says, my asylum was granted 1 month ago. Can I apply for a green card now? Well, they did change the rules that you could file for a green card and have it approved if you've been here for a year. And so there's a debate whether to file it sooner and then wait for the case to complete after a year. It looks like that's something that's possible, but I haven't filed that case yet, so I'd recommend having a private consultation so we can analyze the case more further. We have a question. I received a 274 civil penalty. What do I do? The agent told me I could be deported. That's a very, very serious offense. I'm sorry to hear that. 274 civil is a fraud penalty. I believe it's for marriage fraud, and you can't really fix that. You got to fight and challenge whether it's really fraud or not. It's a bad situation. Again, a reminder, don't ask the same question over again. It really confuses us. I'm trying to get the best questions out, especially because you can always make the request. Whether they're actually going to do it or not, well, that's a different situation. So you got to prepare for that. But always make the request and see what happens with all these expedite kind of stuff. Pix Fam says, please, my question is why when I checked my case in U.S. Department of State, case last week has not changed. I mean, 2 weeks ago, still the same. Yeah, it takes a while for them to make a decision. It's up to them and what they're trying to do. These things can linger months and years even. So unfortunately, that is the case. Camille asks, hello, sir. How long does it take the first work permit through you? I handle use myself, but it can take a while sometimes for the process. Sir, a quick question regarding my U.S. passport. My U.S. passport was reported stolen and I applied for, and then your question tapers off. It's cut off. So M. Scott says, any help with my paperwork? Just email the office, schedule a private consultation, info@jqklaw.com. And they applied for a U.S. passport, no passport in 4 months. Contact the State Department, contact the passport office, see what's going on. Lovey says, does it matter where you did your medical or should it be the same state you filled? It doesn't matter as long as the doctor is valid. Arrests or just convictions, would I have to wait for an arrest? It goes basically off convictions, but it could potentially be off arrest too, depending on what the arrest is for. Potentially, you can hold that against you. So when you have that, you got to talk with an immigration attorney that focuses on criminal immigration cases. That's going to be really important. Love asks, does it matter where you do medicals? We answered that. Please don't ask the same question over and over again. Patience asks, what's the best solution for move proceedings? Well, first of all, best solution, it depends on what your situation is. So talk with the immigration in private. It's just not a realistic question I can answer like this. Vivera asks, how long does it take to receive a green card after you get approval notice and Social Security? Ideally it's 2 weeks, but sometimes it takes forever and sometimes it gets lost in the mail. So it could be a lot of that different stuff. A question about asylum application interview I sent my doctor last year. Yeah, it takes a while to get asylum interviews. Unfortunately, they're backed up. Wow, a lot of people on TikTok, 113 people. Ruben asks, how long does it take to respond to an RFE after it has been sent? There's no fixed time for them to respond. Could take forever. Can I get deported with an expired passport? Yeah, you get deported. The passport doesn't matter. How long does it take to respond to an RFE after it's spent? I answered that already. A lot of same questions over and over again. Let's see. My husband was an international state process known as adjustment of state law. But most times the cases you have to have lawful admission to the United States. For your husband having your lawful visa is a big deal. That can be very helpful. Okay, so man, so I asked the same question over again. I'm gonna start when people keep asking the same question over and over again. Okay. SMR, if you would be waived. If your case came in, how long does it take for an I-824? So we did a lot of videos on the I-824. It's a process when there's an error in the case, or you got to have it sent over to the embassy. It's really complicated, but I have like tons and tons of detailed videos about the I-824. Unfortunately, there's no fixed timeline I can give you. You just got to be lucky. The patients ask, thanks for answering. How much for your consultation? Well, we have different attorneys in my firm, and they have different consultation fees. What you got to do is email the office, briefly break down what your immigration question or issue is, and then we'll respond with information about how much a consultation is, all that, depending on the lawyer that's going to be working with you. How much time would it take to complete perm if I start October 22? I don't know, saying like a year or something like that for perm. Uptank says, how long for family immigration? Well, it depends on what kind of family it is, what basis, U.S. citizen or LPR, what country you're from. It's a lot more answers are needed. Vero asks, what do you think about applying for a green card through Cuban Act, but with the I-220A? I don't handle Cuban Act immigration cases. Best to get a lawyer in Florida that handles those a lot. Hello says, how long to wait for citizenship if you have a green card? I have a detailed video. Go to YouTube, type in jqklaw and citizenship timeline. You'll find the detailed answer there. If you're not married to a U.S. citizen, as fast as 5 years or 4 years, 90 days for 5 years. But if you're married to a U.S. citizen, potentially 90 days for 30 years if you satisfy the requirements. Paycast, I applied for humanitarian parole, 15 months now, still no response. And humanitarian parole is not a reliable program, and there's no fixed time for the. Unfortunately, that's the situation. Our message says, are you hiring? I'm familiar with immigration law, former special agent. Well, I hire people who are creative to find a way to get my attention. Just asking a question on YouTube is not helpful. Find a creative way to show your intelligence, your skill, this person wants an employee, and we'll take it from there. So can you talk about interviewing faster? And that's about it. Unless you want to file a lawsuit, then that works too. How long does it take to get emergency advance parole? It doesn't take long at all if you get it approved. You get it done in a couple of days. Natalia says, I'm an immigration court. I want to move to a different state. I have a court date, but 9th in EOR, but not EOR. Talk with your removal attorney. Sir, who can come by Mexico to the United States? I mean, everyone, essentially. I'm in immigration court. I want to move. I already answered that one. Where are you located? I'm headquartered in Los Angeles, California, but the location doesn't matter for almost all the types of cases I handle. We also have an associate in Orange County and in DC. We can all travel. It depends on your case, but our location doesn't matter. Everything's done by mail, emails, video, all that kind of stuff. How long does it take to get a green card? It depends on what kind of green card you're asking for. A question, we celebrated 2 years of marriage in July. If we apply now, will we qualify for a 10-year green card? Yeah, if you're going to get a green card case based on marriage, if your marriage is new, you get a 2-year green card and requires you to renew the green card earlier with a lot of evidence. But if you've been married for over 2 years by the time the green card is issued, then yeah, you're lucky and you'll just get a full-on 10-year green card, which is the way to go if possible. We got to announce a winner, Neela McClarty II. Thanks for watching. Please take a screenshot where you're watching it so I know it's you, and email it to you at info@jqklaw.com for a free video consultation. Again, Neela McClarty II, the second or junior, I guess. Email me the screenshot so I know your username is you, and we'll schedule a private chat. For those just tuning in, 2 more to give away. All you gotta do is like and subscribe and ask a good question. And my wonderful assistant Katrina names somebody 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and we'll take it from there. We have a question on YouTube. Usman asks, my U.S. citizenship denied last month. That's between you and the doctor. Unfortunately, you just got to do it. They'd probably pay the money. Mr. Todd says, I applied 5751 based on cruelty. How long will it take to get my receipt letter from your organization? Will it take, okay, so how long will it take the receipt letter? It should come a week or 2 after you send it. And how long for it to get done? It could be 6 months, it could be 4 years. It's all over the place. Osmana says, my USA is denied last month. My citizenship case is I've been outside for more than 1 year. Even if I complete 3 years on spouse immigration, what should I apply for changes again? So Osmana, I got to see your timelines of your travel and see what happened wrong. Maybe you have to appeal it was error. I don't know. We got to review your travel dates and see the exact denial reason and how you applied to see what's going on there. Lamar says, I have an appointment on Thursday for my parole in place. What usually happens at these appointments? Well, with parole in place is when you're related to a military person, a close relative, and you enter without permission, but they give you parole through because of the relationship. And you get a work permit out of it too. A lot of it is a formality just to check your paperwork and stuff like that, usually, so it's not that big deal. Fotage said, when scheduled for an interview, how long does it take to get a notice? Usually it should come in the mail a week or 2 later, just like everything. Have a T visa, how long to get a green card? Take a couple of years. Can you handle a case from Pakistan? Yes, I have a lot of Pakistani clients in Pakistan. Amari asks, I have an appointment on Thursday. We answered that question already. Why they keep pushing court dates? They're, it's unfortunate. My cousin is in Turkey. He passed his interview waiting for medical screening for a long time. Medical screening should happen before Turkey, unless they did the refugee program, which I'm not familiar with. What is a 9-day apply for citizenship? Well, when you're applying for citizenship, you can file 90 days earlier than the time it takes for the 5-year mark potentially. And that's that. Okay, we got this and that. Interview schedule. We got a lot of the same questions over and over again. Please don't ask the same question over again. At which stage do you try to expedite the I-130 consular processing? Whichever stage you need to expedite. I don't know your case. I can't tell you. Looking to get my boyfriend here, but in his 50s and no high school diploma and the labor are bad. No, if you get things don't matter. It's just about proving your relationship is real and that you have enough money and the history is good. How long does it take to get a response after mailing your I-130 application? I'm a green card holder. Well, you get a receipt within a few weeks, and then a response of approval, if that's what you mean, could be 1 or 2 years. I sponsor my mom when she came to USA. How long does it take to get a green card? 6 to 12 months if you're a US citizen. Can you expedite VAWA? Potentially. I just did my medical, ready to file. Good for you. Good luck. I did a video. I was very knowledgeable and helpful. 409, 490. I appreciate that. What is the time frame for removal of condition of application green card? The government says 4 years, but they usually less. Sonny asks, the USCIS dismissed my I-485 because of deportation order. What should I do? Apply or motion reopen? You got to get an attorney. You shouldn't have applied for adjustment status if you have a deportation order. That's a bad idea. How long does it take? How long does it take for the embassy in Islamabad to schedule interviews? Well, that's unfortunate. We don't know because I'm rarely getting any interviews for the U.S. Embassy in Islamabad. And randomly, it does happen, but it looks really bad, unfortunately, with Pakistani cases for getting interviews. Hopefully, it gets faster. We have a question on YouTube. Nike asks, I've done an interview for more than 5 months, but I didn't receive any information from USCIS. Unfortunately, your case is probably on hold. You got to schedule a consultation. I think you're based on your name, you might be from West Africa, and I've seen those cases get stuck a lot after the interview. Says marriage case. Faisal says 10-year green card, divorced after 11 years of marriage, had 2 kids in marriage. Will I be approved bona fide? I'm not sure, but yeah, it should be fine. Probably just have the documents. Osman says when I can. Let's see. Shade says, how long does the MC take to respond to an email? They do whatever they want. Sometimes they don't even respond. Let's see. Okay, let's take a quick break. I'm just reading these things off things, and we have issues with the internet when it comes to I said I want to take filing married. I know of 6 months to 4 years. C-Bar says my sister stayed out of the country for 11 years and her green card expired now. What should she do? That's a bad situation. That's abandoned for 11 years. You got to talk to immigration. The court hearing December 10th. What should you do? Get an immigration attorney. If you have a court hearing, you got to get an immigration attorney. MCON says applying for I-140 form better online or by postal mail. Whatever your preference is. There's no better. Can you apply for adjustment of status and removal proceedings? Haven't gone to court yet. It is possible, but you got to think about it. Can I still file 90 days earlier if I stayed outside U.S. for 5 months during my 5-year mark? Staying outside for 5 months is not a big deal, but it depends on the whole situation. Can I hire an immigration lawyer for my cousin who's waiting his medical screening at Turkey? There's more going on to this case because if they're making such a big deal about medical screening, there's something going on in the case. So you can always hire an immigration attorney, but it depends on what the actual case is. What does it cost for a 12 years filing for I-485? Cost for a 12 years filing? I'm not sure what that question means. My individual court December, I answered that already. You sent the medical in. How long does it take to prove? I don't know, 4 or 8 weeks, hopefully. I'm a lawyer from Sierra Leone. I do have a visiting visa to America, and I now want to study. We'll get a student visa. Do you assist businesses that are subject to an I-9 immigration inspection? Yeah. I'm starting to get back into that kind of stuff. You got email, and there's a time situation in regards to that. It depends on how big the business is, but that's something that's possible. Hyman says, can you file for citizenship if you have an I-750 pending for 5 years? Yeah, you can do that. So we did a rapid fire on TikTok. I was kind of credible, but pushing it in there. Unfortunately, because the internet's bad, most of your questions do come from YouTube, but YouTube's having major, my connection with YouTube is having major issues. But things like this happen. Let's go into the last question to kind of describe what's into it. It's a big situation that pops up, and people ask about this a lot. When you have a removal of conditions from I-751 pending, can you apply for citizenship? And the answer is yes, if you satisfy the citizenship requirements. There's information online that says something differently, but it's not the case, and you're able to file for citizenship. second one, free video consultation. Oh Shiny, well, I won't say the whole name. Oh Shiny Min, thanks for contacting schedule a video consultation. Email me at info@jqklaw.com with a screenshot showing that you are who you are, and your screen name is you, and we'll take it from there. We're gonna go back to some TikTok questions. We got a bunch of TikToks running really quick. Let me bring back the last question we had so I don't skip too many of them. Consultations, all you gotta do is like and subscribe and ask a question and write consultation at the end, or just write consultation once, and we'll randomly pick one more person before the end of the show. Small Dreams asks, I've been looking for the best attorney for my case of asylum seekers. Well, our office doesn't take asylum seekers per se, but you know, go to online. There's a lot of good reviews for this kind of stuff. Osmana said, I came back after more than 1 year on February 7th, 2020 and didn't go outside the United States. Well, yeah, 1 year absence restarts the clock for you. So you shouldn't have applied after 1 year. That's an easy denial, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's go back to TikTok and answer some questions here then, I guess. Let's see. Hello, I'm a lawyer. Already answered that one. Can you file? Okay. How long does it take for an American citizen child to file for you? How long does it take? Well, it's up to you how long it takes. But what you mean, how long does the case take? At least a year, year and a half, if not more. It depends on the country you're from. The embassy's closed, issues exist, case file gets lost, so it's all over the place. She didn't have anyone to keep her kids. Okay. Does a renewed passport trigger a second round of AP? Maybe. Advanced administrative processing, which is when your case gets stuck at the embassy system, is this unknown black hole of why it happens, stuff like that. So you want to avoid anything that could trigger it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to trigger more administrative processing, but who knows with the way things are going with that. I've been in the United States for years. I left my country because of domestic violence. Can I still do some? I'm not sure what you mean. How long does it take for family-based marriage case to get approved if filed through Kansas City? I don't keep track of every single city in the country to see how long it takes. Contact a lawyer that's local to your city. I'm in Los Angeles, Kansas City. I filed one case in Kansas City once. This was like 3 years ago. It's pretty fast. But it was during COVID. My mom's case stuck at NBC after 2 medical assessments. Out good, interview done. I'm sorry to hear that. You shouldn't have done your medical. So it might be a mistake. So yeah, my husband, we did the interview in December 2021. Still have her back. That's bad. There's probably an investigation. No response for I'm married before charges for overstaying. What are my chances? We can't give chances. It's we just gotta look at your case and see what's going on. How long does a citizen sibling get to get a green card for Indians? Like 20 years, 15, 20 years. I'm a U.S. citizen. Should I file I-130 for both my parents together or separately? You can only do it separately. When you're a U.S. citizen, you only file for mom and dad or whatever combination you have individually. Can a non-U.S. citizen sponsor me for guardianship? Sponsorship for guardianship is something completely different than immigration. How long does we answered that one? Can non-citizen blah blah? How long does VAWA take? It could take a couple years. Okay, we get a lot of the repeat questions. How long do you have to wait to sue in administrative processing? There's no fixed time when your case gets stuck in administrative processing that you have to wait to sue. Ideally, they usually wait 6 months, but sometimes it's really urgent. We'll go 3 months, but it depends on what you want to do and what judge you have and all that kind of stuff. On TikTok, hello, is there any way healthcare workers, especially doctors, expedite the work authorization for training? Yeah, there's a special expedite memorandum they give out. So if you're in the medical field, potentially they can expedite. You just got to give it a shot and show the reason. Let's see. Badloon asks, we got a couple questions here on YouTube and Facebook. Oath will be scheduled in status on for the last 6 months, and I did search last week. Well, yeah, you did your citizenship. Interview is approved. You're waiting for oath ceremony. You just got to contact them, contact the ombudsman's office, contact congressperson, and you got to keep pushing them, maybe sue, but that's about it. Badloon asks, I have been looking for a consultation with immigration. I've been paying a lot of money for consultations. How do I hire an attorney in California? If one parent becomes U.S. citizen, can the kids apply for passport or citizenship? It depends. Badloon, I mean, you got to just talk to lawyers in California if you want to hire one. That's about it. I don't know what to tell you, but like schedule a private consultation in my office, email us and we get into more detail about your case. Christian asks, how long does it take to get the I-485 approval after I-485J? They're not associated. The I-485J doesn't, it depends on your priority date and what's going on with your. I don't think we can read the manner if you cut it out and watch YouTube. So we're just going to do live. Okay, my interview got way my mom says, do you handle cases outside the United States? Yeah, more than half my cases are cases outside the United States. I-765 interview delayed since 2 years. It's I-751. And yeah, unfortunately, it's take time. Can I sponsor a friend from UK to move here to the United States? Not unless you're going to be the employer for them. Jill says, hi, my interview got waived, but they forwarded my case again. That one already. The U.S. will need a lawyer consultation in regards to my mom's case. NBC now responding. Let's see. Let's see. Make a quick note to my one assistant, and we'll get back to our questions on TikTok. Sorry, everyone who's on these other apps. Unfortunately, internet files for his stepkids and U.S. husband. He's a U.S. citizen. He didn't go to biometrics appointment. What's going to happen with that? I'm not sure why they would press biometrics for your husband. You got to call them. Was doing it. Dressed up a little nicer today. You know, want to announce you're still watching this. Take a screen. We wait consultation. Like and subscribe. A good thing, you know. It's a time to take your questions live, kind of stuff. Denver area. Hope spring was yesterday. We saw the new year. Please help the internet. We can't hear you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Many years. It's Hyman said 3 years tax without car and photos after is that good evidence? I don't see your documents probably, but I got to review your case for myself. I can't base it on some random things. Can I make a consultation with your office here? No, you got to email. If anyone's interested in having a private consultation, you got to email the office and briefly describe the situation that you have. Request for work authorization. On this, explain step by step. Thirty 8 weeks. a lot of people join in, even though the YouTube, Facebook side with TikTok side is going strong. Join in. Sorry, the internet was bad, but hopefully, the rain calms down next weekend. We go back to normal. Time. I'm great at the schedule. You can't just. God bless. Be safe. Awesome.